Sup, Ryu here for the Yugioh Council. We got ancient gears, baby! Usually I take longer to assemble a deck. Ancient gears assemble. I usually take a little bit longer to really put a deck together that I can find enjoyable that works for me, but hell, I went a lot quicker. So you're probably going, what the fuck are you running these two cards? These two cards shouldn't even be ran. Trust me, just watch the replay. Watch me work. Watch me work it, and just watch what happens. He goes from actually Doom Dozer. I'm like, hello? Oh, he threw the Earth in the graveyard for the Doom Dozer with the set Resonance Insect. He's playing Traptrix Insect. So I'm like, alright, let me blow up my own card, bring back the, we'll get a search for, get the Ancient Gear Wyvern onto the board, free search. Don't care if it dies. Make Fusion, Fusion Ha. Oh wait, can't make Fusion Ha just quite yet because I'm going to swing at things. Now make Fusion Ha into Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem. Now, some of you are probably going, what the fuck? You probably should have dropped that before, but I wanted to take out more monsters on the board. He's got the Murillo and the Raigeki top, but it's okay. When my fusion dies, Ancient Gear Golem comes on back, giving me something. I still have Soul Charge to play with, and I still have the continuous spell card to play with, and he can't activate spells and traps when I attack, so it is a beautiful situation. Good fun locals deck, I gotta say that much. So far, that's what they're proven to be. Ancient Gear, smack the shit out of Murillo, eat that damage, set that warning, be in control, and what a perfect time to set that warning, because boom, no rank 4 for you to jump over my Ancient Gear, it ain't happening. And then swing at the Doom Dozer, it's going to bring us to a close, because there's nothing he can do. So, that's the first one. Let me show you a fun combo that you could do with Ancient Gears, needless to say. The hand's kind of meh, but it's okay. We have Gear Town, we have Silver Gadget, and we have Wyvern with the Ancient Gear Fortress. And then you go to number 58. You're like, whoa, why would you go number 58? Unless you already know what this guy does. He basically blows up everything on your board, and then all the monsters he destroys, you gain 300 attack for each one to the end of the turn. But the reason we're doing this is to blow up Gear Town, to blow up the Ancient Gear Fortress. Just watch what happens. Fortress effect, Gear Town effect, gonna special summon gadgets, gadget effect, call for traps, and Reactor Dragon's on board, so he can't activate any trap cards, and I get to pop his face down, which is a pre-prep rights. He's now gonna go Super Ham, doesn't draw into anything, because this card does not pan out for him, I guess. If I'm not mistaken, he can't use it. And he probably just realized it, to be completely honest. But this was just, I only wanted to show you the fun combo that you could do with number 58 Cook. I'm sorry, 59 Cook. Crooked Cook, because he's actually really fun to play with like that. So I just wanted to show that off. I'm going to save probably my favorite one for last, as long as Fraps doesn't fuck me over. But here comes Silver Gadget with the Gear. I don't know why it wasn't letting me search for the Ancient Gear box off the summon. Oh wait, it's because it's a normal summon. You're being a dumbass, that's why. Yeah, I know, I'm being a complete dumbass today. So, go for another search for Ancient Gear box, Ancient Gear box, free search, Silver Gadget into Gear Wyvern, into another card, into Utopia to Lightning, swing it face down. Face down can't be destroyed by battle, rip-a-roni, I can't do nothing. But I have a plan. So, before I can initiate my plan here, he's going to basically bring out his big burner. That's what I like to call it. It's a very risky card, needless to say, but I get the terraforming into the Gear Town, go into the Fortress, go into the Search, get the Ancient Gear Golem. Next turn I could do, initiate what I wanted to do while that's in defense mode. It's going to be beautiful. You can pretty much just end the game there. But he doesn't set anything, so it's perfect time to do this now. Go for Hunting Ground. He's going to take 600 burn, use Hunting Ground's effect to fusion into Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem, which requires an Ancient Gear Golem, 2 Ancient Gear monsters, and drop his life points down to 0. That is fun abuse of this card. This was one of my personal favorite matches, and I'm still questioning what the hell happened with this. But just watch. It's super fun. So Ancient Gear Gadget, call monsters, go basically into a mini shock lock by calling traps and spells for shits and giggles. You know, Machine Dupe with this is actually a pretty fun combo. Go to Gear Gain X, get Search. Go to Gear Gain X, get Search. Just to get all my pieces up and go for Gear Gain X. See, that's what I mean. He's not going to get Hedgehog's effect because of Gadget's effect. So you can pretty much lock him out, which is beautiful. He goes for Kaiju Turtle. Summons Gofu. I'm like, why are you playing Gofu and not making use of it? I was expecting a lot more spam than this, but it's cool, you know, see where it goes. But apparently we didn't get to see where it goes because I'm going to initiate just domination of the board, to be completely honest here. And Ancient Gear Wyvern, go for Ancient Gear Golem, start swinging at his monsters, just take out as much crap as I can, go into Castell, get rid of the spider. That's a sticky situation. Yes, that pun was terrible. He's got to go through the dragon and the beast, but it's not really going to matter because I just top deck a limit removal like a fucking boss. So now I could just go into Ancient like Golem and just drop 8800 on him. So super sack mode activate. And then we get to go against Magician Girls, because why the hell not? Magician Girls are fun. I still have to profile them on the channel, but it's just one of those situations I'm like, you know what? Let me just have a little fun here. I could have blown up my Gear Town. I decided not to. I decided fuck that. I'm not going to attack into his monster for obvious reasons. He's got the Lemon Magician Girl, and he can't do nothing to my monster, so it's going to be a stall battle. I probably should have summoned that prior, but oh well. Here comes Utopia Lightning. Boom! That beautiful damage. Just, so delicious. So delicious. He top decks that Eye of Timaeus, which is going to be dead for him. Can't really do anything with it. I top deck a Raigeki. I'm not even going to waste it. I'm just going to wait. And, we're going back and forth because there's nothing. He's got nothing. He's just bricking. He's bricking up so hard. And I'm just like, can I get a search? I mean, if anything, I would just play the Ancient Gear Catapult if I had no monsters and go from there. But Utopia Lightning is too fucking strong. Please ban Konami. Please ban. I go for Raigeki here. He goes for Magician's Protection. It's not going to do anything. Utopia Lightning for damage. And the Hunting Hound gets the win there. Alright, Fraps, don't fail me now. This is against Herald, Sapphire, Metapho. I want to say something along those lines. I have no idea, but anyways, just look at this. The machine dupe is real. The machine dupe is not a lie. I wish we could summon the gadgets on the opponent's turn. Probably could if I put Call the Haunted, but again, kind of slow. So 2300, double search into another search next turn. Into, you know, popping this if need be. But he's about to go off. Here comes the Star Seraph, and I'm like expecting more than just the Northern play here. It goes for Fairy Cheer Girl, Pot of Stupidity, as many you want to call it, Herald to Perfection, Cyber Angel Belton with the fucking Dawn of Herald into a 6-card hand. And I'm like, well now, let's see how many times I can force this thing in the gate without losing too much advantage here. Okay, that's 2. There's only possible 4 left. He doesn't stop that, which was the biggest mistake that he did. He should have stopped it. He didn't stop this either, which was another mistake because now the Herald is shut off temporarily, and that's going to be the game. Now let me show you the deck. Okay, I could not wait to do the deck profile. They're probably going to get even more support, and we'll come revisit them when they do. This is the deck profile. I'm going to go over first. I'm going to go over the stuff I didn't run and why I didn't run it, and then explain the card choices I did run for the 18 monsters, the 20 spells, and the 2 traps. And I'll explain the extra deck and how that fully functions. So, Reactor Dragon. It outclasses Gadgetron only because of its 3,000 defense, while Gadgetron Dragon only has 2,000. That is a situation that typically doesn't come up, but still, you want to be at the ready. 2 Ancient Gear Golem, you're not really going to run it. You have the 1 Ancient Gear for the Fusion. The Fusion in itself is really an OTK enabler for the sheer fact of the damage it outputs. I'll explain more about that when we get to it. Hydra, it's level 7, it would clog, and you only have 3 monsters you ever really want to utilize, 1 for Fusion, 2 for Gear Town. So we left out Hydra, we left out Chimera, we left out Beast, we left out Engineer. These cards are outdated. Unfortunately, Hydra's brand new, but it's not that great, so that's pretty much why. It's level 7, so maybe in the Synchro variant of this deck, that could work, but I mean, same thing with Beast, because it's level 6, but I'd probably go Gadgetron and Chimera first. But it's all theory crafting at the moment, so maybe later down the line, but right now, for this build, nah, not going to work out. Ancient Gear Knight, he's a Gemini monster, so you're not going to immediately have his effect. That means he's extremely slow, slower than a trap card. Where is he? Ancient Gear Soldier, 1300 attack, level 4. You're not really ever going to go offensive with him, and all he's going to use is a body for making a rank 4. So that's pretty much why he's left out. Hound Dog, I don't even think this card is... Oh, wait, no, we have him. We actually do have... I was like, I don't even think this card is a thing. Cannon and Gear we're not focusing on tributing. This is not even out yet. We may be getting that fusion. This is not out yet. We may be getting that fusion. So fingers crossed we get these 2 fusions. They're from the anime. Well, these 3 here. I think that covers pretty much everything for the monster lineup, but Ancient Gear Drill, again, outdated. Factory, outdated. And then Workshop works because of the simple fact it's any Ancient Gear. It's good. The thing with Ancient Gear Tank, I'm going to mention it real quick. It's an equip card, so unless it's called Moon Mirror Shield, which is a much, much superior version of Gear Tank for the simple fact that it will just be 100 attack points over, but it'll be over everything. It won't just be over if it has, what it has and then 600 more. Gear Fist, don't waste your time. I'm sorry. Gear Town, obviously it's in the deck. It's fantastic. Rebirth Fusion, Gear Booster, Reborn. You may have seen this in Arc V. These are anime only. These are not announced for the actual trading card game, so that's pretty much why. Now, with all that said, that should cover everything that people will ask when it comes to anime support or anything of that sort. We're only using what is actually announced. So, just making that clear. So, 2 Ancient Gear Reactor Dragons. This card is absolutely fantastic. You can tribute the gadgets off. Yes, that's an actual gadget. You can tribute them off if you can keep them on the board long enough. It doesn't happen. You're pretty much just going to use them for rank 4s with machine dupe spam. That's a thing. This is going to be brought out by Gear Town 90% of the time, and you're pretty much going to use it to fuse into your ultimate Ancient Gear Golem. You can use trade-in and then use Gadgetron Dragon. That is a way of playing the deck, but obviously I don't really have room for it because of my choices. Ancient Gear Golem, I'm using this for the fusion summon, because the fusion's actually really good, believe it or not, and he'll come back after the fusion goes away, which can pretty much end games. It's beautiful. Ancient Gear Wyvern, best searcher ever that Konami could have given Ancient Gear Wyverns. The only thing this card does not search out is Gear Town when it comes to anything Ancient Gear wise, because it doesn't say Ancient Gear in the name, it just says Gear Town. But that's okay because Gear Town is searchable by terraforming, so everything is pretty much searchable. Gold Gadget, Silver Gadget. It's a machine deck that is rank 4 focused to some degree. You're obviously going to want to include these guys to speed up the deck. Gear Gadget, it's a walking Shockmaster in some regards. Not completely, but it's nifty at what it does. And it's got that 2000 defense. And it's also got the 500 attack for the machine dupe combo wombo. Gearbox, when it's searched out, you get another free search. It's just pretty much like playing Upstart Golem without giving your opponent 1,000. This card I'm kind of on the fence about. I don't know if it was Yugioh Pro when I normal summoned this. It went for this search. This didn't trigger. Maybe it's the rulings. Maybe it's Yugioh Pro. Maybe I just wasn't aware that it doesn't work. I'm not quite sure. So we'll see how that pans out in the future. I mean, it does still search out a few other things. So there's that. But I'm kind of on the fence about it. And then Ancient Gear Hunting Hound, which when we first talked about it was kind of poop, or so we thought. It's an extra Ancient Gear card to search out. It's one that you don't really want to top deck in a situation of top decking, but come on, power play of the freaking week right now it's too freaking good. So that's mainly why. Ancient Gear Catapult. This card works if you control no monsters. You target one face-up card you control and destroy it. And then if you do, you special one Ancient Gear monster from your deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. So obviously, or you can go Wyvern, get another search, and go from there. And then basically you can banish this from your graveyard, target a monster, destroy it, and then you'll get a level 1 machine token, which is also leaning me towards wanting to do like some kind of Jet Synchron variant with Cypher Immortal Omega with the level 7, because then you can put this back and constantly spam it, and then get little tokens and go form the Synchron. You can see where my ideas are going there. One rank Eki, for this deck it works out. I mean, there's other things. It's not that great right now for the meta. If we're talking meta-wise, it's good if you're not playing against meta. Like you're using a meta deck playing something that's not meta, then yeah. I still play it because I have the room for it, and it helps the deck out. It really does. Soul Charge, on the fence about this. Never really used it too much, but it just helps with the rank 4 spam turn 1 if you actually get it, or if you need to make a comeback play. It's still good. It's just one of those situations. Ancient Gear Workshop, absolutely love this card, which is surprising. I'm only running one, but it's searchable through Wyvern, so it's okay. But honestly, I really do like this card. It worked out pretty damn good. Because add one Ancient Gear monster from your graveyard to your hands. You can get the Hounds and go Golem again to the second fusion. Or you can go to Wyvern and then get a Search. I just like how it worked. It panned out really nicely. Dead early, but felt great later in the game. Machine duplication with Ancient Gear Gadget is pretty much your primary use for it. Only running 2 copies because 1, you'll never see it, and that 2 is the perfect number. 3, you're going to dead draw it way too much. 3 terraforming, it's Gear Town. You're going to run 3 terraforming for Gear Town any which way. 1 limited removal, machine deck. I don't really even need to explain that. Double Twin Twister, this card, obviously anything that's dead draw. With the terraformings, you want to focus on getting rid of those first and going from there. Ancient Gear Fortress, we recently talked about this in a news video, but if you missed the news video, Ancient Gear monsters you control cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects. During the turn, they are normal summon or special summon. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to the activation of the effect of an Ancient Gear card, which is beautiful. That means no effect failures. If this card is in your spell and trap zone is destroyed, you can special one Ancient Gear monster from your hand or graveyard. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except Ancient Gear monsters. Pretty understandable. You can use the Catapult to trigger it. You can use Catapult to trigger Gear Town. That is primarily the use for Gear Town to trigger it. Or you can use Twin Twister. And our final 2 slots are taken up by Bottomless and Solemn Warning. I'm kind of on the fence about Bottomless because I feel Vanity's Emptiness should be here over Solemn Warning, but the deck really can't keep a card on the board for too long without, it going away, so that's pretty much why I went with Bottomless. Now, you can combine these guys with Metaphors for one hell of an explosive deck, but I'm still researching that one, so that's going to be some time before I feature it on the channel, but it is viable, very viable. Now, let's get into the extra deck. We have 2 Ultimate Ancient Gear Golems. Ryu, what the hell, man? You said the fusion wasn't worth summoning. I was so damn wrong. 4,400 big booty that outclasses Chaos Max. That's how you get over Chaos Max in a heartbeat. And your opponent cannot use spells or traps in the damage step. And when this dies, they Raigeki it, whatever. And get Ancient Gear Golem from your graveyard. And you're going to have Ancient Gear Golem for the simple fact to burn this guy out, you need a fuse with Ancient Gear Golem. Even though you're giving up 3 cards to make it, it used to be 4 because of polymerization, but this guy makes it plausible. And hopefully we get more fusions. It's still worth it. It's amazing. We are running 1 Phantom Fortress because Phantom Fortress is brought out by 2 Reactor Dragons. Not commonly seen, but still an amazing card regardless when it comes out. So that's pretty much why this card can easily change the tide of the game. Utopia Lightning, Utopia, Dark Exceed Rebel, double gear gain X, extra search power, 1 number 59, Crooked Cook. I said this before and I showed it during the video. That's the one reason that little tiny replay was there. You blow up your Gear Town, you trigger your Gear Town, you blow up your, I forgot the name of this, Fortress, you'll get Fortress's effect. It's beautiful. For those of you who watched the Heartbeat deck profile, you know exactly why I'm running this. Hardened Land Draco, a game stealer, because if you have Fortress face up and you go for Hardened Land Draco, it's a free 4,000 to your opponent because they cannot attack it. If they don't have Raigeki, they don't have monster removal, it's going to stay on the board and dish out 4,000 damage to your opponent. The output of damage in this deck is ridiculous. 1 Castel, it's Castel. Double Direwolf, you can target Gear Town, that's pretty much why. You want to have 1 for Gear Town and 1 pretty much for your opponent's back row. Just target it out from there. 1 Abyss Dweller, and finally 1 Gaga Cowboy for that last little bit of burn damage, because you could be summoning Ancient Gear Hunting Hound off a Soul Charge with, say, an Ancient Gear Gadget and have Machine Dupe and still have 2 in the deck. Burn your opponent for 600, and then basically go into the Gaga Cowboy for an additional 8. That stacks up pretty quickly. So that's something to consider if you're in that tight situation, and then you'll still have one more, like one of these guys and one of these guys. If you have Ancient Gear Golem, you could drop this on the board and feel safe and protected. So there's that as well. Hopefully you guys like the deck profile. I have something special coming out tomorrow for you guys that you guys requested a little while ago. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoy the content and you're brand new, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more so you don't miss out on any videos I post out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you tonight for top 10. Peace. Till then.